Well, it was at the very least very entertaining to watch, that's for sure. UWL professor Joe Heim is with us tonight, a political scientist, to talk to us more about it. What would you say? This was a Fox network debate. Did that kind of change the type of a debate that this was?
Yeah, absolutely. It was startling. The very beginning of it, the announcer said, the next president of the United States is here in Cleveland. And I thought, well, are there some Democrats there? I realized, oh no, he's talking about the Republicans. Obviously, in other words, they're clearly leaning to one side. I thought their questions were excellent, actually extremely strong questions sometimes. And they nailed some people very clearly. On the other side of the coin, these questions were directed at the right side of the political spectrum. But overall, I thought it was kind of interesting, but very clearly different than a typical debate.
Yeah, crowded stage up there. Did anyone stand out in your mind, especially Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker?
I think Governor Walker did okay, not particularly spectacularly well. He rarely used his full minute up, frankly. I thought it was kind of interesting. He had the best one-liner of the night, by the way, about Hillary's email, are better known by the Russians and the Chinese than by us, cyber warfare. I thought that Trump did well. Trump was Trump, He was the way he was, and he comes across pretty well, blustery. I thought Rubio did pretty well, and I thought Christie did pretty well.
All right, so you don't think a debate this early is necessarily a bad thing. When you have this large of a field, they might need several of these just to kind of get things narrowed down.
I think you have to do this. 17 people is just simply too many. So hopefully some of them are going to look at each other and say, I don't belong on a stage here, and maybe pull out. You can't have 17 people running for the presidency, frankly.
Yeah, and you said there was a lot of, obviously there was a lot of topics covered, but you said foreign policy kind of stuck out the answers to some of those questions.
Of the areas that they covered, domestic, health care, Obamacare, I thought their foreign policy answers were far and away the strongest going across the board. They were strong, they were very specific on it compared to a lot of other areas where they weren't. And I thought that was their best highlight of the night.
Now, because they couldn't fit all of the candidates on one stage, they did have an earlier debate with some of the other ones that just didn't make that top 10 cut. One of them, Carly Fiorina, the only woman who's running on the Republican side. But they referred to her quite often.
I thought she comes across as very knowledgeable, very experienced, very tough, but not very compassionate. And I think a woman has to have a little bit of compassion in them. But she comes across very strong. She was one of the strongest people in the early debate.
All right. Thanks very much, Joe, as always, for your insight. Appreciate it.